Mula sa kabisera ng Inglaterra, sa puso ng Britanya, London, UK. London, UK. Ito ang Channel Philippines Network, Pinoy Radio UK. Pinoy Radio UK. Sumasahing papawid, 24 oras. 24 oras. Buong linggo. Sa www.pinoyradiouk.com. Ang mga pinakapaborito mga awitin, mga pinakaabangang programa, at mga sariwang balita at impormasyon mula at para sa mga kababayang Pilipino sa UK at sa buong mundo. Pinoy Radio UK. Pinoy Radio UK.
Hello, good evening. Nagulat ako kasi hindi normally ako yung una nagsasalita. Thank you, Direk Pao, for reminding me dahil ako lang po ngayon dito sa ating Legal Advice Corner, the Express Edition dahil si Mr. LARAGAN is unable to join us for today. He's fine, he's okay. It's just medyo meron lang siyang urgent matter to attend to. But still, we're gonna crack on dahil quite important ang topic natin ngayon in this current time and economic landscape. But first of all, magandang gabi po sa mga ka-remote social bubble natin, whether you're in the UK, in America, in the Middle East, or back home in the Philippines. Magandang umaga, magandang hapon, magandang gabi po. Welcome to Bedford. Nandito ako, live from Bedford. And we have a new Prime Minister here in the UK. And as a first-generation immigrant, ako po ay very proud to share this historical moment. This is our first ever British Asian Prime Minister. Congratulations to Prime Minister Rishi Sunak, who's currently at this moment appointing ang kanyang cabinet ministers. So a very important moment. Tumaas ang peso to pound sa mga taga UK na nagpapatala sa Pilipinas na katulad ko. Mataas na po, tumaas ng konti, 67 to 1 peso. Chinek namin before the show. So it's very interesting. The markets are responding positively. Kung kayo po, I'm sure nabalitaan nyo kung anong nangyayari sa aming United Kingdom for the last few weeks. It's been an interesting time in history. But today, sana nga meron tayong fresh page dahil bagong-bago ang ating Prime Minister and he came from an immigrant's background. So, congratulations Prime Minister Sunak at sana nga, because you're a numbers guy, mabigyan mo ng tamang policy and direction kung saan papunta ang gobyerno in terms of their responses. We all know mortgage rates are increasing with inflation is I think in an all-time high for the last 40 years, which means lahat nagtataas. Pagkain, fuel prices, they say that's about Ukraine war, but also renta ng bahay. So mortgage rates are up, everything's up. So renta natin. So you may have received a correspondence from your landlord na kailangan na nating i-review, kailangan nating itaas ang renta mo. This is important. So this session is important dahil ito pwede niyong maging guidance. Kung sa tingin nyo sus, unreasonable naman yung pinopropose mo na rent increase. You know, it's not right, it's not reasonable, it's too high. So what can you do? So ano ba tong mga proseso na to? If you receive a Section 13 notice or a notice na nagsasabi na tataas ang rent mo. So stay tuned later on. We will pause for a break, but if you've just joined us, this is what I call a legal advice express dahil ako ay magmo-monologue, wala akong kausap, which is usually Mr. Laragan. We will still greet the viewers later on, but after ng session natin. Mr. Laragan is just dealing with an urgent matter. He's fine, he's all okay. And we just reminded everyone as well that hopefully things will be better here because we've got a new prime minister. And with that, hopefully he will deal with the issues of the day as such as this rent increase and inflation. So tune in. Later on, we will deal with how to challenge a Section 13 rent increase. So this is residential rent increase only. And if this applies to you or to a family member or to a kabarkada or kababayan, please do follow, share, subscribe, whatever it is that people do nowadays, or just tell them tune in live ngayon for what we say is a legal advice express.
Mula doon hanggang ngayon, serbisyong mapagkakatiwalaan, serbisyong maaasahan pagdating sa inyong mga padalang balikbayan boxes. Dito ka na sa Forex Cargo. Sa presyong kayang-kaya ng bulsa, sigurado ka pa sa inyong padala. Forex Cargo. Dahil kailangan makarating. Call 0208-813-7064. O ano pang inaantay niyo mga kabayan? Tayo na sa Forex Cargo.
100% all natural, tasty, healthy, versatile, 4 unique flavors. Taste a real sauce. Galettos.
May problema ka ba sa landlord mo? Baka AV ka na ni Kuya. May problema sa mga kapitbahay, sa trabaho. O kaya naman kay Mister o kay Mrs. Away tungkol sa mala, mga may utang, mga aksidente, daing o laban sa ospital or sa NHS, harassment, o baka naman may stalker ka na gusto mong ireklamo. Punta na sa DV Solicitors para matulungan ka pagdating sa mga litigations at iba pang mga legal concerns. DV Solicitors at 2nd floor, Howard House, St. John Street, Bedford, MK42 0DJ. Tumawag sa 01234-350-244 or 01234-225-188 o kaya naman mag-email sa d.quinto@dvsolicitors.com. Visit our website at www.dvsolicitors.com.
Mula sa kabisera ng Inglaterra, sa puso ng Britanya, London, UK. London, UK. Ito ang Channel Philippines Network, Pinoy Radio UK. Pinoy Radio UK. Sumasahing papawid 24 oras. 24 oras. Buong linggo. Sa www.pinoyradiouk.com. Ang mga pinakapaborito mga awitin, mga pinakaabangang programa, at mga sariwang balita at impormasyon mula at para sa mga kababayang Pilipino sa UK at sa buong mundo. Pinoy Radio UK. Pinoy Radio UK.
Yes, good evening. Welcome back to Legal Advice Corner, the Express Edition. Dahil ako lang po today, Mr. LARAGAN is dealing with an urgent matter, but we still want to carry on with the episode. Dahil sa tingin namin, this is very apt sa ekonomiya ngayon, sa klima ngayon, mga nangyayari, inflation at rent increase everywhere. So the topic for today, I'll go right straight into it, is Section 13 notice, which is a residential rent increase notice by your landlord, and how to challenge it if talagang unreasonable. So, first of all, ano ba yung Section 13 notice? So, when you receive a Section 13 notice, that pretty much would look like this. Ito template naman to, wala naman tong nakalagay na pangalan. So, okay lang. So, it looks like this. You will know exactly kung ano siya dahil it will say the landlord's proposing a new rent under assured periodic tenancy. This will only apply kung assured short-hold tenancy ka kung meron kang AST at kung wala ka na sa fixed period, yung unang fixed period mo sa tenancy. But normally, you will get an indication from landlord. Minsan mag-text mo na yan or mag-email o dahil sa nangyayari sa ekonomiya, dahil everything's going high, we may have to do a rent increase. And sometimes they will formalize that via, or most of the time, they will formalize that via serving this form. Ngayon, once you have it, some would think, oh, ano ba gagawin ko dito? Straight away, ito na ba ang, wala na ba akong say dito? Because it may be na sa tingin mo, parang napakataas naman ng increase. First of all, babalik ang ating whiteboard. Ay, balik natin sa kabila pala. Right, so, Section 13 notice, check mo muna kung valid. Valid ba yan? So as I've said, the first thing is, pwede lang yan ma-serve kung wala ka na sa fixed term mo. So you will look at yung tenancy agreement mo. Kunin mo na agad yung tenancy agreement mo sa email mo yan, sa drawer, sa file mo. Tingnan mo kung tapos na ba yung fixed term mo. Nakalagay naman yung kung ano yung fixed term mo eh. Then, titingnan mo kung valid ba yung notice period. Bibigyan ka dapat ng notice period, di an automatic titim. Normally, it's 1 month, but depende as well sa tenancy agreement mo kung ang proposal for new rent or rent increase would have to be served within a month. Normally, it's a month. So, titingnan mo, tama ba yung nilagay na mga date dyan? Common sense, check mo yung pangalan mo. Baka naman hindi sa'yo yan. Baka naman sa kapitbahay mo yan, o dun sa namali lang ng post. So check mo, sa'yo talaga yan. Check your name, check your address. Tama ba yung address that it refers to? Check mo kung tama din yung pangalan ng landlord mo. At signed ba yan? Check mo, tama ba? Sinign ba ng tamang landlord, tamang agent? Also, you have to check if tamang form ang ginamit. I showed you the other form. That's the template form. So, there. It's Form 4. Kita ba natin? Yes. So, it's called Form 4. So, Form 4 ang ginamit, then, yes, it's valid. So, yun ang mga, what we call formalities. Yun ang mga checklist sa formalities muna. Check mo muna kung sa'yo ba talaga yan. Tama ba yung period and name, address, and so on. Kung tama lahat, now you have to check kung reasonable nga ba yan. So you have to try to agree. May negotiation na pwede pang mangyari. And when you negotiate, syempre sa atin, paano ba tayo nag-negotiate? Sinasabi natin, bakit doon mas mura doon o kaya ito naman yung market rate nito, di ba ganun tayo mag-negotiate? We always compare it kung ano yung market rate o kung ano lang yung sakto, fair, reasonable. So how do we know that? Research. Punta tayo internet. O, punta tayo sa mga estate agent. Tanong-tanong tayo. Ano bang market rate ngayon? 1-bed flat, 2-bed flat, 1-bed home, 1-bed, 2-bed terraced home. Ano ba ang binabayaran ng ibang tao? So when you try to negotiate with your landlord, sasabihin mo na, dito sa street natin, Hindi naman 1,200 per month ang renta. You know, it's only 1,100 or 1,000 pounds. If you look at Zoopla, if you look at Rightmove, ito lang yung market rate, oh. And if you look at all these mga articles ng mga surveyors or ng mga news, ang average market rent for this area is say 1,000 pounds. So that's how you negotiate. Hindi lang yung pwedeng sabihin mo na, ay, ayoko ng presyo mo. So you have to explain and give a basis kung bakit ayaw mo. Kasi magagamit mo mamaya yan later on sa ating chart. So try to agree kasi kung kaya nyo naman mag-agree, then it's much better and it's much easier. Now, kung talagang sa tingin mo, hindi tama, masyadong mataas, unreasonable, chinek mo market, chinek mo Zoopla, chinek mo lahat, and you really you've come to the conclusion na masyadong in-increasean ng landlord mo, you can challenge it. At hindi siya ganun ka complicated. It's not as complicated as yung ibang mga proceeding na sinasabi natin dito. You can challenge it via the property tribunal. So hindi county court, it's a property tribunal. And you can challenge it if it's unreasonable at hindi ka pa nagbabayad ng rent increase. So before mag-end yung notice, di ba sinabi ko, check mo kung ano yung notice period. Before mag-start yung sinasabi nilang bagong rent mo, kailangan malagay mo na sa tribunal ang iyong challenge. So, how do you do that? You make an application. You fill up this form. It's called Rents 1. Fairly simple. Kayang-kaya kahit, if you're not a lawyer, it's fairly straightforward. Merong guidance dito. You have to send it as Microsoft Word document by email to the relevant regional tribunal address shown in the annex to this form. So if you follow this form, and it's, as I've said, self-explanatory naman ang form, you can ask the property tribunal to determine kung fair nga talaga yung notice na yan. And they may say it's fair, they may say, ay hindi, ito ang market rate. So, titingnan nila, just like what you did, yung ginawa mo, sinabi mo, ay, ito naman talaga yung dapat dito eh. So, they will do that. And when they're doing that, let's see kung ano yung gagawin nila, they will also, when you do the form rent 1, tingnan muna natin, tatanungin yung address mo, how much you pay now, tatanungin, ano yung mga improvements na ginawa mo, that's later, may isang section yan, so we go through it, pangalan mo ng tenant, pangalan ng landlord, they're asking just information about the flat or the house, tatanong kung may garden, garage, kung nag-share ka, any other services included, any service charge. It's also going to ask for any improvements that you've done to the property, any repair obligations ninyo, anong repair responsibility mo at ng landlord. You might ask, saan ko malalaman yan, attorney? O, basahin niyo po yung tenancy agreement niyo. So that's the reason why yung unang pinuntahan natin ay yung tenancy agreement. So when you're doing this, kailangan nasa harap niyo yung section 13 notice, yung notice mismo na nagbibigay kung magkano yung increase at yung tenancy agreement niyo. So tatanungin yan, and yan, signature mo. And you have to attach yung dalawang document, the section 13 notice and the tenancy agreement. And then there's loads of information there about kung saan kang tribunal sakop. So kami dito, Bedfordshire, Eastern Region kami. Tignan natin yung ibang kakilala natin. So That's London. London would be probably the main one. Northern region, yun yung mga Bolton, Barnsley, Doncaster. Luton is eastern as well. Midland is Birmingham, Coventry. We've got southern region, mga taga Cornwall, West Sussex, Kent, Somerset, and London. Sorry, there's London region. May separate po sila. So, diba? It's fairly straightforward. Now, 10 weeks yan. So, it's not dealt with within 7 days or 2 days, and they may still ask you for evidence. Sasabihin nila, bakit mo sinabing unreasonable? Ano bang ebidensya mo na unreasonable yan? So that's the reason why, nung nagtatry pa lang kayo mag-agree, that's the reason why I said, mag-research na. Para ma-prove nyo sa tribunal, kung talagang unreasonable ang sabi natin, mapuprove natin, nag-research kami sa Zoopla, nag-research kami sa Rightmove, we asked estate agents, we looked at other sites, and this is really the market rent, for example, for Bedford or for London in this area and this particular state of the property. You can ask for an oral or a paper hearing, oral or paper hearing, pero pwedeng ring inspeksyonin ng tribunal ang iyong property. So, tribunals made up of solicitors, lawyers, as well as surveyors. So, mga alam kung ano yung value ng isang property, yung renta dapat, state of the property. So, they can opt to say, well, we would like to inspect the property. If they say, so 10 weeks, diba? If they say na, nako, reasonable yung landlord nyo, you have to pay from the start ng notice period. So, for example, if the notice period says on January 2023 mag-uumpisa to, and na-determine yung iyong tribunal March, you have to, hindi March mag-uumpisa, yung kung kailan sabi ng notice mag-uumpisa, you still have to, you have to still pay it kung reasonable sila. So, ang advice dyan, kahit mag-challenge kayo ng rent increase, ipon-ipunan nyo, just in case matalo kayo. Ipunan nyo yung itabi nyo siguro dahan-dahan, just in case nasabihin pa rin ng tribunal, hindi. You have to pay that from January. You can, however, appeal kung sa tingin mo may error in law, in application of law, ang tribunal, but you have to pay. And potentially, kung matatalo ka, you may be liable for cost of the other side. If matatalo ka, and if naging unreasonable ka, kung hindi talaga, wala talagang grounds yung kaso mo, at talagang sinayang lang ang resources ng tribunal, ng korte, ng kabilang partido, then you may potentially be liable for cost. So, to quickly summarize, you have to check the Section 13 notice. Section 13 notice, yan yung notice na magsasabi kung magkano yung itataas sa'yo. So, that's like this. Yan, Form 4. So, check mo kung valid yan. Hindi yan pwede ibigay na nasa fixed term ka. And dapat tama yung notice, tama pangalan, tama detalye. If you want to try to argue kung unreasonable siya, kailangan may basehan. Kailangan may ebidensya. Kailangan meron tayo, magre-research tayo. And try to agree. Huwag dediretso sa tribunal. Try makipag-usap pa rin. Tanong mo na baka pwedeng ganito na lang, mas mababa, or meet halfway. So do try to agree. If you can't agree, at talagang unreasonable sila, then you can fill up the form Rents 1. It's available online. You can look it up. And you have to follow kung ano yung nandun. We went through it earlier. I won't repeat it. It's 8 pages. You have to follow the instructions. They are fairly doable. You have to have your tenancy agreement and the Section 13 notice kasi kailangan mo i-attach yan. Tribunal may ask you for evidence. You can opt for oral or paper hearing, and it may take about 10 weeks. You can appeal pero may bayad na. Ito, yung Form Rent 1, walang bayad po yun. So that's really our legal advice express. Sana makatulong dahil ang pagkakaalam ko maraming mga landlords na and maintindihan mo dahil nga naman sa klima ng ekonomiya natin ngayon. But kung unreasonable yan, meron pa rin kayong option via the tribunal. So that's really it for today's ating Legal Advice Express, and sana nga next week andyan na si Mr. Laragan kasi for sure may tatanong yun sa akin na kakaiba o kaya interesting. But for now, let's read a few of our viewers' greetings dahil nakakamiss po kayo. Tingnan natin lahat. Marian Galicia Panerses, magandang Happy Tuesday po. Kuya Sonny and Attorney Dana, at sa lahat, Happy Tuesday po. And stay safe always. God bless us po. Hindi tayo nakahula ng first honor today, but huhulaan ko si Marian. O, diba? Next, direct po. Sino ba susunod kay Marian? Edgardo Cagahasjan Enrique says, Happy Tuesday to Mr. Laragan. Yes, virtually Happy Tuesday, Mr. Laragan. Attorney Dana Dragpao, and to the viewers. Still working from home, ang ating roving reporter in Morden whilst listening. Looking forward to lots of learning again today. Thank you, Edgardo. Well, nagtatrabaho ka pa rin, alas 6 na. Magpahinga ka na. Next, direct, sino ba susunod dyan? Let's see. Jared Jonathan, hello po. Pa-shoutout po from Burnt Oak. Hello to our viewers from Burnt Oak, especially Jared Jonathan. Malaking shout out to you, Jared. And welcome to the show. Tita Cora Cursola is here. Hello to all, Sir Sonny, Attorney Dana, at sa lahat sa Pinas. Pinas lang, tita. Paano yung buong mundo? Masayang gabi. Happy Tuesday, everyone. Tita Cora is always happy and positive. A chilly Tuesday evening, Attorney Dana and Sir Sonny, and of course to everyone watching. It is a bit chilly, 15 degrees. Medyo na dito talagang fall na, autumn. Tita Marilyn Jones, good evening. Welcome to the show. And Sir Sonny says, I'm sure Sir Sonny says, good evening to you all. Ayan, next. Sino pa ba? Ayan, may Edgar Duway. May essay. Magandang gabi sa inyong lahat, lalo na kay Attorney Goodyear Chef Dana Q and legendary SL Derek Pau. Hello. Kasabihang henyo ni Ednyo. Remember, ang panahon at ganda ay lumilipas. Kaya hanggang maaga, gumawa ng magandang alaala para sa iyong paglipas, ikaw ay may maganda at masayang nakalipas. Yan po ang kasabihang henyo ni Ednyo. And pahaba yung kasabihan mo, but very, very good. Ika nga si Ed, create ng mga very positive na vibe, very engaging, very creative, out of the box yan si Ed. So, well done, Ed. Thank you. Maraming salamat. Oliver Fernandez. Ayan. Wala siyang excuse letter today, pero late lang. Good morning, you all. Apologies for checking in late. Nako, penalty. Just did a 45-minute drive to see the neurologist here in Mount Vernon, Washington. It's quite surprising to know that names of places there in GB are being used here in the different states in America. May mga similarities din tayo, Oliver. So, I hope everything's okay, Oliver. I hope okay ka lang itong pamilya mo. Siyempre, your excuse for the tardiness, walang problema. Joke ka lang namin. Pero, parati kasing prompt at early bird yan si Oliver. But it's good to see you, Oliver. It's good to see everyone. Ayan. Meron pa ba direct? Talagang express kahit yung shoutout. Salve Dawal Trillias. Good evening po. Watching from Barcelona, Spain. Buenas tardes. Tama ba? Buenas tardes. Buenas noches. It's been a while. And happy Diwali pala sa lahat ng ating mga Indians na mga friends and community members or yung mga friends of the community natin. Chevy Riley says, good evening, Derek Pao, Attorney Dana, Kuya Sonny, and all viewers. Happy Tuesday, everyone. Si Chevy, saan ka ba, Chevy? Oliver Fernandez, may Birmingham dyan in New England. That is right. Maghanap tayo. Meron din kaming Ano bang meron dito na, Birmingham, New England, wala akong maisip ngayon. Pero mag-iisip ako ng mga similarities with America. York, well, New York ba yun? South York, New York. I'm sure there's something. I'm sure there's a few places na very, very similar. But, as I've said, it's a short-ish legal advice corner. I call it the legal advice express of Virginia Smith. Huwag daw muna tayo umalis. Isang malamig na gabi, lovely attorney Donna and Kuya Sonny, and to all happy watching. Nilalamig ata tayo lahat ng Pilipino. Alam mo talaga tayo, ako lamigin po ako. So kung nilalamig na lahat ng Pilipino, ako lamig na. So happy Tuesday as always. We don't want to miss it. I don't want to miss it. So sometimes we would do this express siguro kapag wala si Mr. Sonny. I hope you like it. I hope you like this quick meal of a dagdag kaalaman day. I hope to see you all next week again. Mag-iingat, mag-iingat po lagi, and always look after yourself and your family. But before that, kailangan ko po pala sabihin kung ano yung aking email address. It is donna.quinto@dvsolicitors.com, or call me at 0123-422-5188 kung meron kayong specific question about this topic. I still highly advise people to get independent legal advice dahil itong mga topic natin ay general lang. We do free 30-minute consultation. We do it via Zoom. Kasi gusto natin nakikita yung isa't isa. Masaya din mag-usap na nakikita mo. Yes, please do contact us if you've got further questions. At sa susunod na linggo, sana makita na natin first week. Ano nga ba ang madadala sa table ng ating first British Asian Prime Minister, and if patuloy nagaganda ba ang ating ekonomiya at tataas ang pounds, at sana hindi na tumaas pa ang mga renta at ang mga mortgage rates dito sa UK. With that, I probably will have to say goodbye and good night. But before that, I would love to say thank you to Direk Pao for making this possible. As usual, maraming salamat sa aming very beloved and very talented Direk Pao. And to Mr. Sonny LARAGAN, na-miss po namin kayo. Hope to see you next week. Hope to see you all next week. Good night. God bless.